I'm going to make this video for my new client, but it's going to serve everybody, so here we go. I'm going to break down life into 3 parts to oversimplify the concept. So if you look at people's lives, physical life, so your spirit having a human experience, there's information gathering, accumulation, and completion. So babies put things in their mouths to learn about everything. That's information gathering. You learn what red is, you learn what Subaru is, and then through the accumulation phase, you accumulate. I like red, I like Subarus, I get a red Subaru. Yay! So it's an extremely easy transition to go from information gathering to accumulation phase. The third phase is completion, and that's when your soul starts calling to you to put you on your soul path, to do whatever it is, however you serve humanity in a way that serves yourself. That is completion. Now, it's easy to gather information and gather material things. You can see the things, you can hold the things. You've been pretty much living a life where what you see in the physical world is what's real, and everything that you can't see, whether it's thoughts or spirit, is like for spiritual stuff or religious stuff, you have to trust or have faith, but you can't see it. So going from information gathering to accumulation is very easy because you're getting stuff. Going from accumulation to completion, that's a different story. That's a really rough transition. And that is, sometimes you have to quit your job. Paulo Coelho, who wrote The Alchemist and The Fifth Mountain, lots of books, excellent books, all good. Every book I read by Paulo Coelho is amazing. He had to quit his job in order to write The Alchemist, so he had to take a leap of faith. So, and then that book has changed all these people's lives. So when I was an airline pilot, I used to ask all the captains, what's your favorite book? What's your favorite movie? And I kept track. And then I watched the movies and I read some of the books. I haven't hit the Ayn Rands. I bought them, but The Fountainhead is huge, and Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead are huge. So I have not read those books, but I've listened to her speak. Hi. 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 Thank you. Okay, so it's difficult to go from accumulation to completion because sometimes you have to get rid of or let go of a job or a marriage or all kinds of things you have to let go of. So leap of faith stuff, so that's difficult. They don't happen just, you're going to gather information your whole life. That's hopefully true, unless you're not open-minded at all. But information gathering happens through your whole life, and accumulation happens for most of your life too, in spurts. Now, what I'm finding now is I have a client who, I've had many clients like this, so this doesn't apply to just one person, but their soul starts calling to them young, early, and so they have anxiety. I've had people with bulimia and anorexia. I've had people with just plain anxiety, OCD, all these things. And it's fine to get that stuff treated in the physical world reality. That's fine. The physical world can give medicine. It can take, it can find tumors and things like that. But a lot of these things are spiritual crises. And I had one girl I did a healing on a long time ago. Told her it was what you have here is a spiritual crisis. And she allowed. That's weird. Okay. Thanks. Love ya. Um, she didn't treat her spiritual crisis as a spiritual thing. They only treated it in the physical world. I gave her one free healing, but she really wasn't. She was kind of interested, but she was young, and so her parent was the one making the choices. So it wasn't really any of my business. And she's gone now. She died young. She got murdered, but that's unfortunate. But that's just choices, and that's just what was happening then. That's what was happening then. The people who love her, still love her, but the people who love her put a ton of fear in her energy field. And she could have been, she was highly intuitive. She was what's called an indigo child, and that's really rough. Okay, I'm on a total tangent, so I apologize. So the completion phase, when your soul starts calling to you, it can feel painful. And so right now, January 2021, I'm aware of this one individual, but there's loads like this person, where people's souls are calling to them now for their completion phase, giving them information that's conflicting with the reality that they're supposed to perceive. So a lot of people in general, but for kids, if this person was living on their own, they could do a lot of suffering on their own instead of being in a family and part of a family. And in being part of a family, everyone else around you is going to suffer, and then it's going to look like it's your fault. So it compounds the problems that someone would have. If the problem starts out the same, my soul's calling to me for a higher calling, but it compounds it when you're living under a parent's roof. It's going to be worse. So they're going to be trying to help, and you're just going to feel guilty that it's all my fault or whatever is going on. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. And if you live by yourself, you're old enough to live by yourself, then you could just do your job, go home, drink, go to bed, and then if you got invited to your families for a holiday, you could hold it together for a couple of hours and then go back home and drink yourself till you pass out on the couch. Well, we don't have the kind of time now to wait for people to get on their own so that they can process their spiritual journeys in with like loads and loads of time. So what's happening now is a lot of younger people, their souls are beginning their completion phase at a younger age, and it's causing severe stress, anxiety, all kinds of just issues. And in the physical world, where their parents or doctors or whatever are doing the best that they can in order to fix the problem. What the physical world's version of fixing is to go back to normal, be normal, go back to normal. And the person who's going through the spiritual crisis, I know someone else actually who's married going through a spiritual crisis right now. So it's different, but it's the same. It feels the same. The soul is calling them to grow, and the humans who are involved with them in the physical world reality are wanting normalcy. Please go back to normal. Please just give me my wife back. I just want my wife back, or I just want my daughter back. I just want my husband back. I just want them back. there's no way a dementia patient won 80 million votes, more than any human being in history. But why do people think that that could be legitimate or is legitimate? Why would people believe that? Well, because many people just want things to go back to normal. They think they want things to go back to normal. But there's never back. Back doesn't exist. There is no back. Okay, there's only forward. And when you're in pain, growth is the only option. Moving forward is the only option. It's like you're in a place and then you enter a dark tunnel. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, but sometimes the light's out, and then you're just sitting in this dark tunnel and you're like, oh my God, maybe I should go backwards. And it's like, ooh, going backwards feels more painful. It feels more painful to go back than to just go forward. Because I remember I did see that light. I see the light sometimes. So you keep moving towards the light. It's not like the pain stops. There are moments of relief because your soul is going to provide moments of relief, but it's still painful. So people's souls right now are getting pulled onto their paths. They're getting pulled into the completion phase. That doesn't mean you're going to die. Completion means I'm on the path doing what my soul purpose is. My soul designed a path for me, and I'm on my path. And when you're on your path, in service to others, as you're serving yourself, you're going to feel better. And you know that intuitively. That's why you keep moving forward. But when you're in conflict, continual conflict with the external world reality, whether it's a spouse or a parent or a sibling, or where you live under your roof or at a job, when you're in conflict, it gives your ego something to chew on to make you either a hero or a victim or a martyr. And then your ego uses the external happenings, what's happening outside you. Your ego uses what's happening outside you, the forms, in order to keep you right where you are. Doesn't want you to grow. It's like the ego knows that if you align completely and perfectly, pure alignment with your highest self, your soul, then you won't need the ego anymore, which is true. But to that ego, that's a death. And so many, many teachers and different books and all these ways talk about killing the ego and shedding the ego, releasing the ego's grip over the person's mind. Because the mind has 4 aspects. So you have the thinking, contemplating mind, you have the memory, you have the intellect, and you have the ego. And Sukhdev Virdi wrote a 6-book series, the I Am Consciousness book series. That's where I'm getting this from. It's not from me. Sukhdev Virdi. I Am Consciousness book series. 6 books. Very easy to get through. So I say to you, what is that thing? And you say, that's a tree. And then you search your memory, and your thinking, contemplative mind is like, oh, what kind of tree though? Oh, what kind of tree is that? Search your memory banks, and then your intellect says, oh, only sugar maple trees turn colors like that. That's a sugar maple tree. So then the ego comes along and says, that's a sugar maple tree. I know that's a sugar maple tree. So the ego does no work and then comes in at the end and says, I know what it is. It's a sugar maple tree. So you don't really need the ego when you get to the older ages, but you do need the ego when you're young, and it cleaves you to your parents, your imperfect caregivers. Okay? So everybody has imperfect caregivers. Everybody does. That's just a part of being human. That's why your soul, that's why your ego is designed to keep your body alive as long as possible. And that's a good thing, because your soul has to get you through your upbringing with imperfect caregivers so it can get you to a point where you can then start functioning towards getting you on your soul path to create and manifest whatever you came in to create and manifest. Usually in service to others as you serve yourself. But that doesn't mean you have to serve them, because if you live a well-lived life and you're just relaxed, that is a service to other people, because you're showing people what peace looks like. You're showing people what happiness and joy looks like. So you being super happy, have more than enough time, energy, and money, and you being in a high vibration of either peace 600 or 900 gratitude, empowerment, freedom, and just going with the flow, and you're just so happy and you're so present and you're so helpful, because you can only give away what you already have yourself. So if you have more than enough time, energy, and money, then you're going to be, giving that out, like, freely. So just you living your best life serves other people, because it shows other people something to compare their own lives to. And then they can look at that and say, wow, I wish I had that. So that your life can become an example of their desires. And then when they see that, their own life becomes contrast, possibly. And so whatever they're jealous of, if they can bless you for having it, like my husband says all the time, good for them. He's always, ever since I met him, whenever he sees somebody happy or doing something, whenever he sees anybody happy, it's just like, good for them, good for them. Well, so then that creates a path back to his door. He got me. We got 2 great kids. We have 3 great dogs. Everything's good. So it's fine. It's adequate. I'm content. Okay, so people overlook contentment like it's nothing, when it's everything. It's everything. People make fun of love and light, love and light, love and light, but it's not funny. That's what's real. Love and light. Be love, be light, be peace, be the change you wish to see in the world. Freedom. Feel free. Be free. Create freedom. More. Create freedom for yourself. How can I create more freedom for myself? How can I create more peace for myself? How can I create more empowerment for myself? How can I create a higher vibrational existence? Okay, so I'm not going to make long ones, because I want you to take this information in. What's happening to you is you're in soul crisis. This is not, I know you have all these labels, which is fine, because the labels give us something to push off from. Okay, so I have ADD like horrendous, but I was a successful airline pilot, because when I found flying, it was like so fun. It was easy to fly. And if people spoke to me about random boring things, they'd be like, oh yeah, she definitely got ADD. But if they flew with me, they probably wouldn't even notice, because flying's so great. So your issue is not physical, but it's okay that you currently have physical diagnoses, because the physical world, that's how the physical world is going to help you, by giving you names of things to say, you have this, so we do this. You have this, so we do this. This is what works. Da, 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 da. But what you really have, we have a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual planes of existence. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual planes of existence. What you really have is a spiritual crisis. What you really have is your soul, your higher self, is trying to break through and call to you to get you on your path. It's uncomfortable. It's meant to be. Okay. We will get you in alignment with your higher self. Watch the Abraham Hicks videos. Watch Dude Perfect. So watch Dude Perfect. Get your vibration up. Watching Dude Perfect. Use the oil and tap. Just tapping and breathing while you're watching Dude Perfect. Here's a tapping point. Chest. Under your nipples are anger points. There you go, under your armpit. Here's the last point. Okay, so just tapping and breathing while you watch Dude Perfect. Raise your vibration. Joy producing. If it's not producing joy, then find something that does. But that's, for me, Dude Perfect videos produce joy. So A couple of those, raise your vibration, tapping, and you watch those, and then listen to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 Abraham Hicks videos. And at first, the information may seem a little like, I don't really understand. But you'll get used to the way she speaks. You'll get used to the way the information is delivered. And the more you relax and just take it in from a high vibration, the more it'll get in and it'll access. You'll be able to access it. But I need you to have a nice working knowledge of the law of attraction, because I don't want to have to teach everything. I'd rather just blast you when I see you. All right? So it's a spiritual crisis. You're very gifted, but it doesn't feel like it now. Okay? So, I never shared my personal story with you, but I had stuff happen to me. I was a cutter. A couple years I wanted to just kill myself. That's why I started flying. So, but now I'm one of the happiest people alive, and I want to live to 120 years old. So, I got 7 years to go. And that's still not enough. I want more than that, but I'll take 120 years old. So, hopefully you're not in that mental space where I just wish I wasn't here. But if you are, there's plenty of other people who we've been there, and and now I want to live to 120. So there's that. All right. So identify less with your physical world issues. It's fine that there's diagnoses. It's fine that there's medications. If there is diagnoses and medications, that's all fine. That's all the physical world reality trying to help you. Trying to help. It's the physical world reality doing the best it can to help you. So we're going to let that continue on the physical plane of existence, but we're going to work stuff out on the mental, emotional, and spiritual plane. When we work from the spiritual plane, we can really just have a lot of healing move down through the other planes, because the physical plane realities, honestly, that's the last place it shows up. So the stuff that you're going through now, whenever those things showed up in your physical plane, they started before. They started on some other plane of existence. The physical world reality, the physical plane is not usually where something manifests first. Sometimes, yes, if it's meant to be, if a soul says, I want to have a disease, or I want to have this, or I want to have that, but usually the issue or the problem or the disruption, the dis-ease, starts on a prior plane, and I talked to you about what I think it is. So we talked about that, and keep working on what I said. So enjoy, everyone. Enjoy this person. Don't look at your phone and don't look down. Oh my God, I saw today like a vision of, I got how many people look down. They're looking down at their phones, or looking down. That tells your whole body that you're depressed. It's a wonder we don't have more suicides, to be honest. I mean, California saw a year's worth of suicides in 2 weeks. There's a fishing village in some other country that you just keep getting all these suicides. It's all about the mind. We've got to train our minds. We have to calm and center, and we have to use our minds the way we determine to create what we want. So once you start to get it, once you start to get on the side of creation, and you can chill, and then it's great. And then once you start helping other people, then it's even better. So really, really good things coming for you. Really good things. 2021 is more breakdown in the external world, and I believe that you are highly intuitive, highly possibly psychic, but highly intuitive. Intuitive just means sensitive to the subtle energies. So you live in the United States of America, or experiencing a big breakdown in leadership. and stuff like that. And there's people who have known what's going on, and all of this is completely expected. So don't stress about anything you think you see happening. It's external world reality. These are just forms. It's all happening for me, not to me. And in fact, the issues that you're having, and then there's an attempt to control. There's an attempt to control. And the best thing to do is to break the box around your head. Just break it, because otherwise it's going to turn into a full-blown depression. Okay, so anxiety, if you have anxiety, the body is like this all the time, cortisol and adrenaline. This, your body puts itself in depressed states just to take a break and relax. So anxiety brings on depression. And then when you get enough rest, back to anxiety, back to depression, anxiety, depression, until it moves full-blown into full-blown depression, which in older people leads to dementia, usually older. But you're going to see younger and younger people. As a result of the lockdowns, you're going to see younger, earlier cases of dementia start coming, plus all the aluminum, injected. They already know about aluminum, but this is what we're doing now. And there's nothing's right or wrong, it just is. So our job is just to take you and raise your vibration and make you into your most powerful self. You said you believe in God, so that's great. The more the more that you can either pray, or what Christian people say is let go and let God, or say, God, I'm your hands in the world, the more that you can see your suffering now as divinely orchestrated for your highest best. That you can, I trust God to bring me to my blissful soul path in service to others. God, I'm your hands in the world. God, I'm your hands in the world. And Christian people say, let go and let God. If you could do stuff like that, however it feels good for you to say it to yourself, when you catch yourself and what am I doing? Fuck, I wish I wouldn't just go. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. Or give it to God, some people say. Just, God, I'm your hands in the world. I must be perfect. All I know is I'm a divine child of God. Or if you like Jesus, you can imagine hugging Jesus. Just see Jesus, hug Jesus, So if that works for you, you can just sort of know that all my struggle is in my mind and in my heart here. I wish I was better, or I wish I could love people more, I wish I wasn't an asshole, or whatever. You got some really negative self-talk going, which is fine, we're going to change all that, but feel fuck, why can't I get out of this? Don't ask that. Don't ask, that's not what you want. You want to just kind of open your heart to God or to Jesus, or Archangel Michael is this huge, big, white light angel, but Archangel Michael is on the same side as Jesus and the light God. Just open your heart to Jesus or God. Just say, I'm your hands in the world, but put me where you want me and make it easy. Please, I'm your hands in the world, but put me where you want me and let it be easy. Let it be easy. And then practice the 4 Renegade Yogi principles. Let's all, forgive all, respect the free will choices of all, and love all. It's this person's treating me like crap. I bless them and their treatment of me like crap. Whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I forgive this person for treating me like crap. Forgive them, Lord. They know not what they do. I forgive them completely. They don't know what they're doing. I respect their free will choices to treat me like crap, because this is part of my path. My soul's got me. My higher self has me. There's Christ Jesus, and God loves me. I'm a divine child of God, the eternal creator, prime creator, highest, holiest source, creator energy. And I love this person. How can I love this person? How can I enjoy this person? These are the questions to ask yourself. All right, but just keep letting go of everything that doesn't serve. And as we move forward in your path and working together, everything, I promise, will get easier. Okay? But I just love working with you, and I think you're amazing. And the way this works is I make videos for specific people, and I'll send that video just to the person, and then whoever else subscribes to the channel watches it. But so it's all good, man. We live in a beautiful world, and if we let ourselves get brainwashed by media or external forms, we start to believe that we aren't divine children of the highest, holiest source creator. We start to believe that the world is not a beautiful place. There are things happening to shift the dynamic that has been in place. And the people who are trying to vote for things to go back to normal don't understand what's happening. They would never vote to put things back to normal if they knew what was really happening. But it's not a reality that 80 million people voted for a dementia patient. That's not reality. There's a lot of censoring. There's a lot of lying. There's a lot of fear, gaslighting, a lot of bullshit, just tons and tons and tons of bullshit right now. And this is not the world you want to try and fit in with yet. Okay, so we're getting you ready so that when the new paradigm's here, and maybe you're part of the people that bring it in, but don't try and fit in with a sick world. You know what I'm talking about. You've been mistreated by some people, and so have I. And forgive them more, they don't know what they do. They don't know. They really don't know. But some of us just can't fit in. And you and I are a lot alike. We can't fit in. We're never been able to fit in. And so we have to pretend to be normal in order to fit in. And, that works for a little while, and I'm 50 and you're much younger than me, but there's a reason we don't fit in. There's a reason we can't fit in. And you'll find, once you find your reason, then you can let stuff go. But you're freaking awesome. And relax, let go. People don't get it. It's okay. Don't take it on. It's not yours. It's not yours to take on, all right? We're going to work you towards loving your life. Think about what you love and keep doing your homework. And I'll send you videos from time to time. Okay, love you. Have a great day. Happy New Year. 1/11/21. Yeehaw. Here we go.